What's up, you guys? Today I think we're on episode 4, if I'm not mistaken, or part 4 of this series of editing. We're editing it in Photoshop right now, part 4 or 5, one of those. But we're editing in Photoshop right now, and I'm just kind of going through the different motions. After a while, it all becomes repetition, where you're just kind of like just doing everything that you think you should be doing and that you think you're supposed to be doing within the shot. Now it just becomes that part where it's like, oh yeah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, this is what I should be doing, this is what I'm like. Now it's like every time you open up a new photo or image in Photoshop, you now know, Command J, you now know that you're at that point where it's like, oh yeah, I know after I do this, I need to do this. Oh yeah, I'm gonna throw my watermark in there. Oh yeah, make sure this is it. Like, the more you do something, it becomes repetition, and you just start learning a lot more. You're doing it over and over again, so you're kind of forced to learn it, per se. So I feel like that's like one of the main things here as well, is just repetition. You guys are going to make the best out of everything. The more and more you do it, the more and more you're going to get used to it, the more and more you're going to know it, the more and more things are going to go well for ya. But yeah, literally, so today we're here doing these photos again. It's another continuation of the the batch that we had from before. And as you guys can see, I'm just putting the watermark down right now. So like, I like my watermark to be like where you can see it, but you can't really see it at the same time. But it's like, it's not screaming at you, but it's there, like, it's not like, I don't want it to be like screaming at you, but I want it to be present, to where it's like, oh, you can't miss it. So I'm trying to see where I could put this one at to where it doesn't look so like crazy or anything. Maybe right here, I don't know. It's not like really like a solid spot to put it, not in this one at least. As I like just like, as I tag it on the tree, I don't know. I done lost it myself. I don't even know where it just went. Okay, hold Command. Because part of me, I'm thinking about putting it right here, but it's like, I don't know about the size factor. Command Z, hold Command, and then it turns purple and you can move it. Let me see, make sure you're on the right layer. I don't know where I should put this thing at, man. It's a problem. It's a hassle. It's a hassle. This one's a hassle today. All right, let me see, maybe some diamond in the rough. I don't know where to put it. I'm gonna put it right here. I'm gonna just Command T and make it smaller. And then I'm gonna just double click, and then I'm gonna go down on my opacity a little bit more because it's so bright right there. There we go. Yeah, bet. Command 0, zoom out. Now I'm gonna be on this top layer. I'm gonna hit C, and then I'm gonna go ahead and scale this out. I'm gonna continue to have her in the middle, like so. Double click for it to be background default. And what I'm going to do is with this, I'm going to just zoom it out a little bit just to keep that detail in there, because with the rasterized image, well, I mean, when you do the pixels on when you are generative filling those pixels, when you generative fill, it creates like artificial pixels, which sometimes if you select too much and you're trying to like generative fill too much, it'll create artificial pixels, which will start to in turn look fake. So now, like, you're zooming in on that generative fill and it's looking like, oh, like, what is this? I mean, like, it looks like really, really soft, or it looks like it's blurry and stuff like that. It doesn't look as tack sharp as the original image. So sometimes I'll just like select something and then I'll warp it out, or I'll like scale it up to size so that way it just looks better, rather than continuously doing the generative fill. Because you do the generative fill a lot, you're taking away your credits too, because that's another thing that Photoshop has too, is the credits on generative fill that you don't want to get taken away. And yeah, it's like so. Just like very minor things that I do, man. I do very minor things. Just pulling and pushing, pulling and pushing, pulling and pushing, pulling and pushing. There we go. Command 0 to zoom out, hit OK, and boom, just like so. And then Command 0, and now you see this is how it's going to be. So I do the 4:5 ratio because that's how Instagram is. So now when you hit X, and then you hit save, and then you hit OK. It will now open it back up in Lightroom once again. And yeah, now the image is back up in Lightroom, you guys. I mean, now, yep, now it's back in Lightroom, loaded up. Now we can go ahead and move on to another image to see which one we're gonna do out of these two. I think I'm gonna do this one right here. I'm going to go up on my shadows a little bit more. I'm gonna actually go to mask first. I'm gonna select my subject, and I'm gonna go ahead and up her shadows by herself, away from the background. To see how that does, I'm gonna go up on her exposure by herself and go up on her shadows by herself as well. Then I'm gonna go to new mask, and then on this new mask, I'm gonna also create a mask for the background. So now I can go down on the background so the background doesn't look crazy exposed. So the background looks more darker than our subject. Let me make sure that the background, okay, boom. So the background looks a little bit darker. I'm not gonna go crazy a little bit, but I'm gonna go up on the shadows so everything still has detail. I'm gonna go down on the highlights of the background, and then I'm gonna go down to where it says clarity, and I'm gonna go up on the clarity so that way that background has that haze to it. There you go. And I'm gonna go up a little bit more on the shadows, and I'm gonna go back a little bit more on that. Boom. So now I can go back to the general edit, and I can play around with the colors once again. So these greens, I'm probably going to play around with the greens, make them a little more vibrant. Play around with the yellows, make them a little bit more vibrant. And I'm going to go right click, and I'm going to go to edit in Photoshop. Now it's going to open up this image in Photoshop once again. The first thing we do in Photoshop, guys, when we hop into Photoshop is Command J, so that we have 2. Hit that C, and now we can go ahead and create the crop for us. I kind of like that she's kind of off balance. I was thinking about turning her so that way, like, you know, she was on balance, but I kind of like how she's off balance a little bit. Gonna have her in the middle just like this. Yeah, I kind of like how she's like off balance. And I'm gonna double click for that, and I'm gonna go ahead and get my select tool, Command 0, Command minus one time, select all of this up into just her. Command T, make sure that it's unlocked at the top left corner, zoom it over, hit enter, Command D to deselect. Do the same thing on this side, up to her, Command T, and drag it over as best as possible. If I drag it all the way, it might look a little bit fake. So we're gonna just drag it to like right here, double click it, Command D, and then just hit right here, and now generate the rest of that. The less pixels that you have selected when generating will be the better, because it will come out higher quality rather than, you know, trying to generate so many extra pixels that you don't really necessarily need. See, so this one right here wouldn't allow me to generate, right? Because I think it's too many pixels. So I'm really gonna have to go ahead and select even more of her once again. Right up to the leg, right before the leg, Command T, and I'm gonna go ahead and just zoom it out. So a way for me to fix this is when I zoomed it out, I'm gonna hit enter, I'm gonna hit Command D. Now I'm gonna hit Shift, Command X. Remember, once again, you guys, if I'm moving too fast, go ahead and you know, make the video slower so that way you guys can, you know, watch the playback slower, because I try not to make the videos too long, so that way it's not like, you know, as long to upload them, and I can get these out to you and get the information out to you, because I feel like the information is more important than the speed. But to help you guys understand it, you guys can slow down, you know, my speed. But now to help that warp out, because before, if I hit P, see, before it was scrolled out, and it was all, you know, what is it called? It was scrolled out, but it was also, it looks really stretched. That's what it's called. It looks really stretched, right? That was a problem for me. So I literally pushed it up so it didn't look so stretched and so fake. It's still like a rock now. So I'm maybe just like meshing all this stuff around so that it doesn't look so fake, and it looks like, it looks rocky, you know. And then maybe play with this a little bit, you know, play with these so everything looks a little, you know, look kind of how it's supposed to be. I'm gonna play with her shoulders, because I don't like shoulders that look kind of sharp. That's just a me thing, you guys. It's just a me thing. It's nothing against the model, and it's nothing against y'all. I just like everything to kind of have like symmetry and stuff like that. A lot of people don't do this to their photos. They kind of just go over it. Me personally, I have to do it. It's just a thing that I do, bro. Like, I don't know. It's just I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's in my style. It's in my editing workflow. It's just what I do. It's like I could save a lot of time not doing this, but doing it makes me feel better, and then in turn it makes my clients feel better too. It's a part of my workflow, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why this series is my editing workflow, because it's a part of my workflow. You know what I'm saying, man? You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, let me know if you guys want to see more, series like this. Hit OK. And the reason why I have that Command J, that the extra layer that I had on top, you guys, is because I could turn it off, turn it back on, so you can see what happened before and the after. You see? Now we drag that watermark over, make sure this is locked up here, and zoom it down. Like I told you guys, man, the more and more you do it, the more it becomes just repetition. It becomes like, okay, boom. It's just now it's a thing you just do. You just do. Now you just know it. You know what to do now. You know what to do now. You know what to do now. You know what I'm saying? So continuing to do it makes it that much easier. You just keep doing it, get the repetition in, get the reps in. So now your form gets better. Like even with a workout at the gym, the more you do something, the better your form is gonna get. Go down on my opacity, double click, Command 0, boom, and it's looking amazing. Now we can go ahead and hit the X and then hit save, and it's gonna save this image. And it's gonna open it up in Lightroom once again. And if you want to do something extra editing through after Lightroom, you can, but you don't really have to. Boom. So now it's back in Lightroom. Now we can move on to another image. Yeah. Like this one right here is really cool. This one right here is really cool. Yeah, I like the darkness of these. I kind of made these dark on purpose. I kind of like how dark they are. I think I'm going to go ahead and go into here and then select my subject and make my subject brighter than the background. I leave the background where it's set, but up her shadows and her exposure a bit. Like playing with mask in Lightroom is like so fun. There we go, boom. Literally just something simple like that, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing on this other one. I'm gonna go to mask, and the shortcut for masking, you just hit M, and it's gonna take you to mask, and you just hit subject, it'll mask your subject, and then you just go up on your shadows and up on your exposure. I'm sorry, y'all, if I get extra relaxed in this chair, it's because I'm slowly, not necessarily slowly falling asleep, but I'm slowly shutting down. There we go, boom, like that. And now we got her brighter than her background, and it's hitting. Now you go back to the general pop, we right click this, we can edit this in Photoshop. So now we'll open it up in Photoshop, and now we can just do whatever what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? We do what we gotta do. First thing, Command J always. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, probably clean this image up first. Excuse me, select this. It's like so. Real nice, simple, easy. I'm gonna fix that elbow. I'm gonna fix that shoulder. I'm just looking at little things that I know I'm gonna end up fixing. Like, how's the foot placement? Is that straight, or do I want it to like not look like that? See, it could look like that. See, that looks better to me. I'm gonna hit C to crop. I'm gonna zoom out here. I'm gonna zoom back to have her in the middle. I'm gonna leave the background how it is so I can keep playing with it. Command 0 to bring everything in. Now I can see, Command Shift X. Now I can zoom in, move around these right here. Command Shift X is to liquify, you guys. Just like this. Yeah, there we go, just like so. Just like so. Yep, just like so. There we go. And this elbow also. And this side right here. There we go. That. Command 0, back up, Command minus, and I'm gonna go ahead and up this. I could probably pull these over too. I could probably play with all of this and pull this over. Yeah. And just pull it over as I see fit. Make this a little more like a hill. Pull all of this over. Left bracket, right bracket to make the brush smaller and bigger. This side I'm probably gonna just pull over naturally or try to generative fill, because I feel like pulling this side over is about to be a problem. Yeah, I'm gonna just go back out, hit it. You can see the before, after, before, after. I'm going to select this part right here. I'm gonna try to generative fill it. Generative fill sometimes doesn't work when you select too many when you select too many pixels. Generative fill usually does not want to do its job, so you sometimes have to force it to do its job. And yeah, okay, bet. Here we go. There we go. Bet slowly generative fill did its job, and now as you guys can see, like I was telling you guys earlier, if you generative fill too many, it might start looking a little fake because it's not as crispy clean. You see what I'm saying? So you got to kind of remember this, and you have to like choose the one that looks the best for you. Like this one probably looks the best and most real. Number 2, this one looks pretty straight. This one looks pretty straight. This one, number 2, just looks the best to me. This one adds a little rock in, which like, you know, adds a little bit more, but number 2 looks the best. So right click, merge that thing down, and then literally like if you want to make it even more real, Command Shift X. This part right here I feel like has like some problems, so I'm gonna go ahead and just like play with it and just like morph it over and back and stuff like that, so it just doesn't look as like fake. I'm just move it around that way the water looks more flowy, if that makes sense. So yeah, boom, I hit OK. Now we're gonna go ahead and take the watermark, drag it over, make sure it's locked, scale it down, and put that thing in a spot where we feel like it's good. Probably, I feel like right here on this rock is kind of cool. Like right here in this little spot that I have. And go down on my opacity. Double click. Yeah. I'm gonna go in and get this off her. Right here. Make sure you're on the right layer. But yeah, you guys, literally just like that, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like continued repetition. Continued repetition. Command Z, Command Z, Command Z. Continue repetition. When doing so like this right here, I need to go back in to move this back again. Bracket all the way to make this smaller. People be like, ain't no way you edit that fast, bruh. When you kind of like just know what you kind of just like trust in yourself and know what you're doing, but you start just clicking away, bro. You can have a Wacom tablet, or you can have this little one right here. All of the links to everything is gonna be down below in the description. The different gear. Yeah, boom, just like that. And then boom, got a nice little image right there. Hit OK. Last thing I probably gotta touch up is this armpit right here. You can do this armpit multiple ways, bro. You can select the whole armpit and then you can just generative fill it if you want to waste the credit, or you can select it just like so and then just drag up. Excuse me. Select it just like so, but with the patch tool, and then just drag up a little bit more in the arm. Boom. And then Command 0 and zoom out, and there you go. And now you hit X and then hit save and then hit OK. And now the images look really good. The reason why the images and the skin look so good is because, you know, with this skin and with this image, with the skin and with the image, you don't have to with the skin and with the image, you already kind of put that softness on there with the clarity. Like you went down on the clarity a little bit and you went up on the texture, but you went down on the clarity. So it kind of already made that skin kind of soft and stuff like that. So you don't really have to do too much to the skin when using the presets like this. So yeah, man, check out the presets, man. The link's gonna be down below for you guys, you know, check out. I got a free pack on there as well if you guys want to check those out. And then if you want all of the presets, there's like a pack that you could purchase as well. It's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. These actually are really good presets. I'm gonna make some more. I'm gonna probably make some more now towards nature, because it's like the best time of the year to do, you know, nature photography, like, you know, at natural, you know, water springs and stuff like that. It's probably the best time of the year to do that, because right before it gets cold, you know what I'm saying? We're in fall right now, so fall for Florida. And yeah, for Florida, fall is definitely the time that you want to be shooting outside, because it's not going to be crazy hot, it's not going to be crazy cold, and it's kind of going to be right in the middle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be, you got some hot days, you got some cool days, but there will probably be a lot of rain, which might be good or bad for the springs. So I don't know, but let me know if you guys want to see more content like this, if I should continue this series or stop this series. Until next time, taxi. Whoa. Until next time, taxi.
So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. I say so long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye